Hello and welcome to my cake studio. Today we're going to make a super cute Noah's Ark cake topper, perfect for a first birthday, baby shower or christening cake. I actually made this one for my little boy's christening cake. I think it was about 6 years ago now. Now you can make this out of a cake or with a polystyrene dummy. You'll need to buy a sphere around 5 to 6 inches and make a cut right down the middle. The way I do this is by heating up a knife. Now you can do this over a hob, or I actually use my toaster. You want to slice and then heat it up and then slice again. Once you've done your cut, sometimes little bits flake off of the polystyrene, so the best thing to do is hold it over the heat and it all seals it together. I honestly save any bits of polystyrene I can get my hands on and make sofas, cars, all sorts out of them. You never know when you might need them. For the glue I'm using, you'll want to check out the link coming up on the video. Of course, making this out of cake would be awesome, but in this video I'm using a cake dummy because I'm going to post it. If you're posting your fondant cake toppers, I recommend at least 1 week to 2 to be extra safe for drying time, just to avoid any damages in the post. If you'd like me to do a video on how to post your cake toppers, then let me know in the comments section below. You can also see an in-depth version of this video, including all the materials and the weights for the animals in the Sugar Craft Club. Details are in the description. I'm making this Noah's Ark boat in a wooden brown colour, but honestly there is nothing stopping you from creating it in a lighter brown, baby pink or even a soft blue. You can also change the colour of the roof to match the party theme or the gender. To make the top part of the bow, I chose to panel the fondant, but as you can see I really am just making it up as I go along. There was no ruler needed. I think sometimes we get in our heads and look for perfection. Looking back, I could have probably laid a piece of fondant straight over and cut down the 4 corners. My advice is to just go for it. We're all winging it, trust me, art and in life. But here's a good tip. If you do decide to cover the top in one piece, don't cut the corners with a blade, as it actually pushes the joining paste away from each other. Instead, with a little pair of embroidery scissors, cut downwards. As you snip, the 2 pastes come together, joining. Remember, this boat is wood and can be as rustic as you need it to be, so just go for it. Here's a good tip. To create grey fondant for your elephant, you'll want to mix pre-made black fondant into your white. This will give you the best grey tone. If you use black colouring, your grey might turn out to be a little bit blue toned, and that's because the black food colouring typically has a high quantity of blue in it. If that's all you have though, you can counteract this by adding just a touch of brown gel colour. If you found this tip helpful, give me a thumbs up and let me know. When creating fondant animals, I like to prepare all my colours before I start and weigh out all the different body parts. Then you can work through each shape step by step. Using templates, precise weights for each part makes a huge difference in getting perfectly proportionate animals or figures every time. If you'd like to watch an in-depth video on this tutorial and others including weights and template sheets, check out our new membership in the description. Creating these fondant animals always starts with a lovely crease-free ball and then another very simple shape. Modelling is just a series of basic shapes and tiny steps using your hands as tools. If you'd like to learn all of the foundations of modelling, including the materials, the tools, the broken down steps and how to make a full figure, you can grab your 4 free in-depth modelling tutorials in the description below. These tutorials are taught through video, using weights and templates, and will seriously excel your modelling skills. I use wires to attach the horns on the giraffe. Wait. Are they actually called horns, or is there a special name for them? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I wouldn't usually do this as it isn't so safe for a child's cake, and if I did, I would let the customer know exactly where any of the wires or wooden skewers are. In fact, it's a good idea to write this on the cake box as a reminder later. This topper was going to be posted and I knew these bits would be too fragile otherwise. What's your favourite jungle animal? Let me know in the comments and it might just start in a future video. To paint on my cake toppers, I like to use gel colours with a little bit of water. If you can get hold of Squire's Kitchen colours, I prefer to paint with these as they seem to dry a lot faster than other brands. I always add a little white dot in the eye. This will make the eyes pop. It's the light of the eye though, so it must always appear on the same side on both eyes. For the zebra, you could always make your life easier using edible food colour pens instead of painting with a brush. In fact, you could do that with everything instead of painting with a brush. My favourite edible pens are fractal pens. They last ages without drying out. Attaching everything at the end together is always my favourite part. I always have to lay it all out and have everything perfectly tidy before I start. Here's a good tip. You'll want to use fondant glue. I never use royal icing anymore and it just doesn't seem to stick anything. Fondant glue is so tough and it will hold even heavy pieces to the side of the cake without it just dripping down. Check out my other videos for sticking fondant to your cakes. Adding all the animals at the end and bringing it all together is always my favourite part. I also noticed as I arranged all the animals on the front of the boat, that was where all the weight was and the boat would topple forward. Now you can spend time and add more animals to the back, but remember you must add 2 of each and this takes lots of time. So instead I literally grabbed some modelling paste and I rolled a small round disc, thick to go on the bottom of the boat, and then I pushed the weight of the boat into the back. So the disc was thicker at the front and thinner at the back, but it just evened out the weight and sat the cake topper beautifully. Everything we've talked about is in the description. If you like it, let me know and I'll see you in the next video.